Have you ever been told that microwave food is not good for you? That the radioactive waves that are produced in the microwave can actually cause cancer in people? Well, with today's society, there's more focus on healthier living, so it's recommended that families eat home cooked meal as opposed to fast food places, and even those who are unable to cook on a regular basis prepare their meals in advance for later consumption. Now, I want to share with you some benefits of using the microwave instead of the oven and clear up any misconceptions about the potential negative effects. The microwave is actually one of the most efficient kitchen appliances compared to the conventional stovetop and oven, so I'm going to provide further details about that, explaining how it actually cooks faster, uses less energy, and it's actually overall safer to use than our conventional stovetops and ovens. Now, the way the microwave works, it actually produces radioactive waves at a specific wattage that cause the water molecules in food to vibrate. Now, that vibration then builds up friction in the foods, and that friction is what causes the heat. So, because there are water molecules all throughout the food, the heat is generated on the outside and the inside of the food. And the radioactive waves are able to pass through glass and plastic so that it can cook the food directly, as opposed to an oven or a stovetop, which actually cooks the food from the bottom on through the middle on up. So it's a lot faster with the microwaves because it's generating the heat inside the food itself. Now, because it takes longer to cook using a stovetop and an oven, you're definitely using more energy than you would if you were to use a microwave. And generally, conventional stovetops and ovens operate at a higher wattage. Nina Shin Rastagi actually reported on the Washington Post that ovens use about 3,000 watts compared to 1,650 watts for a microwave. And that's because the stovetops and the ovens have to warm up to a desired temperature in order to cook the food. And then still, they're not using the water molecules in the food to generate the heat. They're cooking it from the outside on in through the middle, so it's still going to take a lot longer to cook it on the stovetop or in the oven as opposed to cooking it in the microwave. Now, because of the heating elements that are used to cook this food using a stovetop or oven, they actually pose a higher fire hazard and risk when using them. The pots and pans that are used to cook the foods in can get hot, if not hotter, than the food itself. And that's why we have to use oven mitts when we're removing food from the oven. And then they have extended handles on certain pots and pans, that won't get as hot as the actual pot itself. But the heating elements on a stovetop, whether it's gas or electric, are exposed. So if your skin was to come in contact, you have immediate burns. The same as with putting your hands in the oven to grab the food out, immediately you're going to get burned. Whereas with the microwave, the actual radioactive waves are inside of the microwave and you're not touching anything as it is cooking. Now, the way that these microwaves are made today, they actually allow little to no radioactive leakage out of the microwaves, so there isn't any potential for cancer causing, as you may have heard before. And actually, Dr. Dana Huns from the UCLA Fielding School of Public Health stated that the type of radiation typically associated with cancers and with nuclear reactions are gamma, neutron, and ionizing radiation. And those types of radiation can change a cell's DNA, which would then predispose a person to cancer. Now, microwaves and radiation from microwaves are non-ionizing radiation. So this type of radiation can move things around in a cell, which is why it's able to heat the food up using the water molecules in the food, but it cannot chemically change cells or DNAs in the food. So it's a big difference in the radiation, the radioactive waves that are used in the microwave. Now, there are some safety concerns you do want to keep in mind when you're using the microwave. Like I said, the microwave safe products such as plastics, paper plates, and glass are able to allow the radioactive waves to pass through them. However, there are certain products that are not able to, specifically metals. Now, metals are not to be used in microwaves because they do not allow the radioactive waves to pass through them. they actually reflect the radiation waves instead of absorbing them, and they cause electrical sparks, which then overheat the microwave. So basically, the radioactive waves are bouncing off of the metal containers that were to be used, and they're bouncing off of it and hitting back on the walls of the microwave, which is causing it to overheat. That's why it's always good to use paper products and microwave safe products. So as I was saying, the invention of the microwave is really one of the most beneficial appliances in the house. As I explained, it cooks faster by using the water molecules in the food to generate heat, and it uses less energy because it is cooking faster with less wattage, and then it's overall safer to use because there is no there's less of a fire hazard, I should say, but it does not pose any type of health threats to the people that are using them. So in general, like the next time someone tries to give you their 2 cents on why you shouldn't eat microwave food, you can easily give them 3 cents back with these helpful facts that I provided, and also help you plan better in terms of the type of food that you want to prepare and even the type of food that you want to buy, so you can determine whether you're going to be cooking it in the microwave or on the stovetop or the oven, which as the 3 things that I just provided you with, you will, I'm sure, make the best choice of using the oven when you need to, because it cooks the food faster, it uses less energy, and it's just overall safer to use.